All right. Moving on here. So, Much Ado About Nothing. I almost lost it. Good, I'm glad I found that. I mean, I could have just went back, but it's all right. I have to close my eye right now. I'm not doing this at all. That's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. Much Ado About Nothing. Act 1, Scene 1. Before Leonato's house, enter Leonato hero, Heotrice and others with a messenger. I learn in this letter that Don Pedro of Aragon comes this night to Messina. He is very near by this. He was not 3 leagues off when I left him. How many gentlemen have you lost in this action? But few of any sort, and none of name. A victory is twice itself when the achiever brings home full numbers. I find here that Don Pedro hath bestowed much honor on a young Florentine called Claudio. Much deserved on this part and equally remembered by Don Pedro, he hath borne himself beyond the promise of his age. Going in the figure of a lamb, yeah, you putting it together there, buddy? Yeah, they in the same room, Army? Are they in the same room, Army? I hope you know where they are. The heat wave off the eye. Thank you. Let me restart this. Act 1. Scene 1. Before Leonato's house. That's why we practice, right? Enter Leonato hero, Heotrice and others with a messenger. I learn in this letter that Don Pedro of Aragon comes into this night to Messina. He is very near by this. He was not 3 leagues off when I left him. How many gentlemen have you lost in this action? But few of any sort, and none of name. A victory is twice itself when the achiever brings home full numbers. I find here that Don Pedro hath bestowed much honor on a young Florentine called Claudio. Much deserved on his part and equally remembered by Don Pedro. He hath borne himself beyond the promise of his age, doing in the figure of a lamb the feats of a lion. He hath indeed bettered expectation than you must expect of me to tell you how. He hath an uncle here in Messina. Will be very much glad of it. I have already delivered him letters, and there appears much joy in him, even so much that joy could not show itself modest enough without a badge of bitterness. Did he break out into tears? In great measure. A kind overflow of kindness. There are no faces truer than those that are so washed. How much better it is to weep at joy than to joy at weeping. I pray you, and is Signor Montanto returned from the wars or no? I know none of the name, lady. There was nothing such in the army of any sort. What is he that you ask for, niece? My cousin means Signor Benedict of Padua. Oui, he has returned and he is present as ever he was. He set up his bills here in Messina and challenged Cupid at the flight, and my uncle's fool, reading the challenge subscribed for Cupid, and challenged him at the bird. I pray you, how many hath he killed and eaten these years? How many hath he killed? For indeed I promise to eat all of this killing. Faith, niece, you tax Signor Benedict too much, but he'll be meet with you, I doubt it not. He hath done good service lately in these wars. You had musty victual, and he hath hoped to eat it. He is a very valiant trencherman. He hath an excellent stomach, and a good soldier too, lady. But what is he to a lord? A lord to a lord, a man to a man, stuffed with all honorable virtues. It is so indeed. He is no less than a stuffed man, but for the stuffing. Well, we are all mortal. You must not, sir, mistake my niece. There is a kind of merry war betwixt Signor Benedict and her. They never meet, but there is a skirmish of wits between them. Alas, he gets nothing by that. In our last conflict, 4 of his 5 wits went halting off, and now is the whole man governed with one. so that if he have wit enough to keep himself warm, let him bear for a difference between himself and his horse. For it is all that the wealth that he hath left to be known a reasonable creature. Who is his companion now? He hath every month a new sworn brother. Is it possible? Very easily possible. He wears his face, but as the fashion of his hat, it ever changes with the next block. I see, lady, the gentleman is not in your brook. No, and he were, I would burn my study. But I pray you, who is this companion? Is there no young scorcher, now that you will make a voyage with him to the devil? He is most in the company of the right noble Claudio. Oi, Lord, he will hang upon him like a disease. He is sooner caught than the pestilence, and the taker runs presently mad. God help the noble Clayton. If ye have caught the Benedict, it will cost him £1,000 ere be cured. I will hold friends with you, lady. Be good friend. You will never run mad, neath. No, not till a hot January. Don Pedro is approached. Enter Don Pedro, Don John, Clayton, Benedict, Balthazar, and others. Good Signor Leonato, you are come to meet your trouble. The fashion of the world is to avoid cost, and you encounter it. Never came trouble to my house in the likeness of your grace. For trouble being gone, comfort should remain. But when you depart from me, sorrow abides and happiness takes its leave. You embrace your charge too willingly. I think this is your daughter. Her mother hath many times told me so. Were you in doubt, sir, that you asked her? Signor Benedict, no, for then you were a child. You have it full, Benedict. We may guess by this what you are, being a man, surely the lady fathers herself. Be happy, lady, for you are like an honorable father. If Signor Leonato be her father, she would not have his head on her shoulders, for all Messina is like him as she is. That's not an SOS. No, thank you. No. I wonder that you will still be talking, Signor Benedict. Nobody marks you. What? My dear lady, Disdain, are you yet living? Is it possible Disdain should die while she bathes such meat food to feed? It is Signor Benedict? Courtesy itself must convert to disdain if you come in your presence. Then his courtesy a turncoat, but it is certain I am loved of all ladies. Only you excepted, and I would I could find in my heart that I could not hard heart, for truly I love none. A dear happiness to women, they would else have been troubled with a precautious suitor. I thank God, and my cold blood I am of your humour for that. I had rather hear my dog bark at a crow than a man swear he loves me. God keep your ladyship still in that mind, so some gentleman or other shall escape a predestined scratch face. Scratching could not make it worse, and 'twere such a face as you were. Well, you are a rare pair, teacher. A bird of my tongue is better than beasts of yours. I would my horse had the speed of your tongue and so good a continuer, but keep your way. I, God's name, I have done. You always end with a jade trick. I know you of old. This is the sum of all. Leonato, Signor Clayton, and Signor Benedict, my dear friend Leonato, hath invited you all. I tell him we shall stay here at the least a month, and my heartily prays some occasion way detain us longer. I dare swear he is no hypocrite, but prays from his heart. Ooh, alien is a bad choice on the picture. If you swear, my lord, you shall not be forsworn. Bro, let me bid you welcome to my lord. Being reconciled to the prince, your brother, I owe you all duty. Bro, nay, I thank you. I am not of many words, but I thank you. Please, it is your... Excuse me? That's me, bro. I thank you. I am not of many words, but I thank you. And then I get a smiley face? Dude, you should see this. I don't want to turn this around right now. That's the part I'm trying to figure out. I cannot grasp it. I thank you. I am not of many words, but I thank you. Please, that you gracefully don. Your hand, Leonato, we will go together. As you all but Benedict and Clayton. Benedict, did thou note the daughter of Signor Leonato? I noted her not, but I looked on her. Is she not a modest young lady? Do you question me, as an honest man should do, for my simple true judgment, or would you have me speak after my custom, as being a professed tyrant to their sex? No, I pray, thee speak in sober judgment. Why, I faith, methinks she's too low for a high praise, too brown for a fair praise, and too little for a great praise. Only the commendations I can afford her, that were she other than she is, she were unhandsome. And she being no other but as she is, I do not like her. Thou thinkest I am in sport, I pray thee tell me truly how thou likest her. Would you buy her, that you would inquire after her? Can the world buy... First of all, I just explained it. Okay, dude. Can the world buy such a jewel? Yeah, and a case to put it into. But speak you this with a sad brow, or do you play the flouting jack to tell us Cupid is a good Herr Flander, and a Vulcan a rare carpenter? Come, and what key shall a man take you to go into the song? Like again, it's sad that I have to deal with that. Really, it's really sad. And mine air, in my eye, she's the sweetest lady that ever I looked on. I can see yet without spectacles, and I see no such matter. There's her cousin, and she were not possessed. With a fury exceeds her as much in beauty as the 1st of May doth the last of December. But I hope you have no intent to turn husband, have you? Well, that was the plan, was it not? I would scarce trust myself, though I had sworn in the contrary, if Cheryl would be my wife. It's come to this, I faith. Hath not the world one man, but he will wear his cap with suspicion? Shall I never see a bachelor of 3 again? You have done damage. Go to, I fewth. And thou, well teed, thrust thy neck into a yoke, wear the print of it, and sigh away Sundays. Look, Don Pedro is returned to seek you. What secret hath held you here, that you followed not to Leonato's? I would your grace would constrain me to tell. I charge thee on the allegiance. You hear, Count Clayton, I can be secret as a dumb man. I would have you think so, but on my allegiance, mark you this, on my allegiance he is in love. With who? Now that is your grace's part, mark how short his answer is with Hero, Leonato's short daughter. If this were so, so were it uttered. Pan? Like the old tale, my lords, it is not so, nor 'twas not so, but indeed God forbid it should be so. If my passion change not shortly, God forbid it should be otherwise. Amen, if you love her, for the lady is very well worthy. You speak to fetch me in, my lord. By my troth I speak my thought, and in faith, my lord, I spoke mine, and by my two faith and trust, my lord, I spoke mine. That I love her, I feel. That she is worthy, I know. That I neither fear how she would be loved nor how she should be worthy. Is the opinion that fire cannot melt out from me? I will die in it at the stake. No. Thou wast ever an obstinate heretic in the despite of beauty, no. And never could maintain his parts but the force of his will. That the woman conceived me. I thank her that she brought me up. I likewise give her most humble thanks, but that I will have a receipt winded in my forehead, or hang my bugle in an invisible baldric. All women shall pardon me, because I will not do them the wrong to mistrust any. I will do myself the right to trust none. And the fine is, for the which I may go the finer. I will live a bachelor. I shall see thee, ere I die, look pale with love. It's like you're untrustworthy. Yeah. With anger, with sickness, or with hunger, my lord, not with love. Prove that ever I lose more blood with love than I will get again with drinking. Pick out mine eyes with a ballad maker's pen, and hang him up at the door of a brothel house for the sign of blind Cupid. Well, if ever thou dost fall from this faith, thou wilt prove a notable argument. If I do, hang me in a bottle. Get the fuck off me, dude. I mean what I say. Older generation, dude. I mean what I say. You have a mental disorder. Get the fuck off me. I am not kidding. Not playing that game with you. A stab wound. You're a moron. The fuck off me. Cool, how does it feel? I can't wait, bitch. You're really gonna feel. Army, I'm not arguing. That's unfortunate that this has happened. I promise you, it is unfortunate.
Doing it right now, so you have it attached to that specific.
If I do, hang me in a bottle like a cat and shoot at me, and he that hits me like him, he clapped on the shoulder and called Adam. Well, as time shall try, In time the savage bull doth bear the yoke. The savage bull may, but if ever the sensible Benedict bear it, pluck off the bull's horns and set them on my forehead, and let me be vilely painted in such great letters as they write. Here is good horse to hire, let them signify under my sign, here you may see Benedict the married man. If this should ever happen, thou wouldst be horn mad. Nay, if Cupid hath not spent all his quiver in Venice, thou wouldst quake for his shortly. I look for an earthquake too, then. Well, you will temporize with the hours. In the meantime, good Signor Benedict, repair to Leonato's commend to him, and tell him I will not fail him at supper, for indeed he hath made great preparation. I have almost matter enough in for such an embassage, and so I commit you to the tuition of God for my house if I had it. The 6th of July, your love friend Benedict. Nay, mock not, mock not. The body of your discourse is sometimes guarded with fragments, and the guards are but slightly basted, on neither ere you flout old ends any further. Examine your conscience, and so I leave you. My liege, your highness now may do me good. My love is thine to teach it but how? Shalt see how apt it is to learn any hard lesson that may do thee good. Hath Leonato to any son, my lord? No child but Hero, she's his only heir. Dost thou affect her, Clayton? Oi, my lord, when you went onward on this ended action, I looked upon her with a soldier's eye, that liked but had a rougher task in hand than to drive liken in the name of love. But now I am returned, and that war thoughts have left their places vacant. In the rooms come throng softy and delicate desires, all prompting me how fair young Hero is, saying, I liked her ere I went to wars. Thou wouldst be like a lover pleasantly, and tire the hero with a book of words. If thou dost love fair Hero, cherish it, and I will break with her. And with her father, get the fuck off me, dude. I'm not kidding. I'm not using this bell. Southwestern bell. Get off me. I'm not arguing. It's no. It is no, dude. Thou wouldst be like a lover pleasantly, and tire the air with a book of words. If thou dost love fair Hero, cherish it, and I will break with her and with her father, and thou shalt have her. Was not to this end that thou beganst to twist so fine a story? How sweetly do you remember, minister to love, that now loves grief by his complexion? But lest my liking might too sudden seem, I would have salved it with a longer treatise. What need the bridge much broader than the flood? You're confused. The fairest grant is a necessity. Look, what will serve is fit. 'Tis once thou lovest, and I will fit thee with a remedy. I know we shall have revelling tonight. Dude, you're a bitch. I will assume thy part in some disguise, and tell fair Hero I am Clayton. And in her bosom I'll unclasp my heart, and take her hearing prisoner with the force and strong encounter of my amorous tale. Then after to her father will I break, and the conclusion is she shall be thine. In practice let it put it presently. Scene 2. A room in Leonato's house. Enter Leonato and Antonio. Meeting. How now, brother? Where is my cousin, your son? Hath he provided this music? He is very busy about it, but brother, I can tell you strange news that you yet dreamed of. Are they good? God damn, you're a bitch. As the event stamps him, but they have a good cover, they show well outward the prince of Count Clayton, walking in a thick pleached alley in my orchard, were thus much overhead by a man of thine. The prince discovered to Clayton that he loved my niece, your daughter, and meant to acknowledge it this night in a dance. And if he found her accordant, he meant to take the present time by the top and instantly break with you of it. Hath the fellow in wit that told you this? A good sharp fellow. I will send for him and question him yourself. No, we will hold it as a dream till it appear itself, but I will acquaint my daughter with all, and she may be the better prepared for an answer, if peradventure this be true. Go you and tell her of it. Several persons cross stages. Cousins, you know what you have to do. Oi, I cry you mercy, friend. Go you with me, and I will use your skill. Good cousin, I have a care this busy time. Trying to flood. Dude, you're doing like a love potion. Like, you're trying to... No, I'm not doing this. Get the fuck off me. I do not care about that at all. Dude, you fucked up, I promise you. Ooh, it gets bright. Thank you. Thank you for seconding that. You've made a mistake. Pay for the mistake. I'm not arguing. Not a joke, not arguing. You can... All this, all you want, and I'll just come in with my big old gun here. Let me show you before I do this, David. I'm doing chapter 60 of Isaiah before I get into this. Hold on. Let my friend jump in here. Get all the dogs out, bro. I'll just leave it like I won't even change it. The bird is the word here. Chapter 60 of Isaiah. Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall rise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. And the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and the kings to the brightness of thy rising. Lift up thine eyes round about, and see, all they gather themselves together. They come to thee. Thy sons shall come from afar, and thy daughters shall be nursed at thy side. Over here, to my right. Then thou shalt see and flow together, and thine heart shall fear and be enlarged, because the abundance of the sea shall be converted unto thee. The forces of the Gentiles shall come unto thee. The multitude of camels shall cover thee, the dromedaries of Midian, the Ephes, all they from Sheba shall come. They shall bring gold and incense, and they shall shew forth the praises of the Lord. All the flocks of Kedar shall be gathered together unto thee. The rams of Naboth shall minister unto thee. Nebaioth, they shall come up with acceptance on my altar, and I will glorify the house of my glory. Who are these that fly as a cloud, and as doves to their windows? Surely the isles shall wait for me, and the ships of Tarshish first to bring thy sons from afar. Their silver and their gold, with them unto the name of the Lord thy God, and to the Holy One of Israel, because he hath glorified thee. How now? And the sons of the strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee. Therefore thy gates shall be open continually. They shall not be shut down nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish, yea, these nations shall be utterly wasted. The glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fir tree, the pine tree, and the box together, to beautify the glory of my sanctuary, and I will make the place of my feet glorious. The sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, and all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet, and they shall call thee the city of the Lord, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel. Whereas thou hast been forsaken and hated, so that no man went through thee, I will make thee an eternal excellency, a joy of many generations. Thou shalt also suck the milk of the Gentiles, and shalt suck the breasts of kings, and thou shalt know that I the Lord am thy Saviour and thy Redeemer, the mighty one of Jacob. For brass I will bring gold, and for iron I will bring silver, and for wood brass, and for stones iron. I will also make thy officers peace, and thy exactors righteousness. Violence shall no more be heard in thy land, wasting nor destruction within thy borders, but thou shalt call thy wall salvation, and thy gates praise. The sun shall be no more thy light by day, neither for brightness shall the moon give light unto thee, but the Lord shall be unto thee an everlasting light, and thy God thy glory. Thy sun shall no more go down, neither shall thy moon withdraw itself, for the Lord shall be thine everlasting light, and the days of thy mourning shall be ended. Thy people also shall be also righteous. They shall inherit the land forever, the branch of my planting, the work of my hands, that I may be glorified. A little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. I, the Lord, will hasten in his time. Hasten. Scene 3, Much Ado About Nothing. Upon midnight. Upon midnight, another room in Leonardo's house. Enter Don John and Conrad. What's the good year, my lord? Why are you thus out of measure, sad? There is no measure in the occasion that breeds, therefore the sadness is without limit. You should hear reason, and what I have heard it, what blessings brings it, if not a present remedy, at least a patient sufferance. I wonder that thou being, as thou sayest thou art, Adobe, born under Saturn, goest about to apply a moral medicine to a mortifying mischief. I cannot hide what I am. I must be sad when I have cause, and smile at no man's jest, eat what I have stomach, and wait for no man's leisure, sleep when I am drowsy, and tend on no man's business, laugh when I am merry, and claw no man in his humour. Yeah, but you must not make the full show of us till you may do it without controlment. You have of late stood and out against your brother, and he hath ta'en you luring to his grace, where it is impossible you should take true root, but by the fair weather that you make yourself, it is needful that you frame the reason for your own harvest. I had rather be a canker in a hedge than a rose in his grace, and it better befits me blood to be disdained of all than a fashion a carriage to rob love from any. In this, though, I cannot be said to be a flattering honest man. It must not be denied, but I am a plain-dealing villain. I am trusted with a muzzle, and enfranchised with a clog. Therefore I have decreed not to sing in my cage. If I had my mouth, I would bite. If I had my liberty, I would do my liking. In the meantime, let me be that I am, and seek not to alter me. Can you make no use of your discontent? I make all use of it, for I use it only. Who comes here? Enter Baraccio. What news, Baraccio? I came yonder from a great supper. The prince, your brother, is royally entertained by Leonato, and I can give you intelligence of an intended marriage. Will it serve for any model to build mischief on? What is he for a fool that betrusts himself to unquietness? Marry, 'tis your brother's right hand, who the most exquisite Claudio, even he a proper squire, and who, which way looks he? Christiana? Marry on Hero, the daughter and heir of Leonato. A very frowned, marched chick. How came you to this? The Phoenix Lights? Being entertained for perfumer, as I was smoking a musty room, comes me the prince and Clayton hand in hand in sad conference. I wit me behind the arras, and there heard it agreed upon that the prince should woo her Hero for himself, and having obtained her, give her to Count Clayton. It's kind of making an assumption there. Come, let us thither. This may prove food to my displeasure. That young startup hath all the glory of my overthrow. If I can cross him any way, I bless myself every way. You are both sure, and will assist me? To the death, my lord. Let us to the great supper. Their cheer is the greater that I am subdued. Will the cook were of my mind? Shall we go prove what's to be done? We'll wait upon your lordship. Online it will not be. That's the problem. Make it a little less romantic. Again, I can see you behind the screen, and it's rather disdainful among the escorts here. I do hate to trouble you, but it is rather a pain. And the vibration behind it, it's... I don't see what you see, but you came to me, so therefore... It's wanting to punch them in the face is what it's doing. It's not me. It's getting mad. They need to shut up. I'm not kidding. Not very romantic. Tis but a scream. Is that where the cream comes from? All the dreams of dreams. I'm I'm trying to compete here. It's not cool. At all. It's like, why I'm your friend. I am your friend. Don't think that I'm not. But the way you did that, you just removed it, I thank you. The way you did it's not cool. Again, the vibe is like a never-ending story where she's crying, but he's reading the story. It's that exactly is what it is. The reference there, so everybody can visualize it. Oh, real, definitely. Act 2, Scene 1. A hall in Leonardo's house. Enter Leonardo, Antonio, Hero, Beatrice, and other. Is this Leonardo da Vinci, sir? I gotta check the years. Was not Count John here at supper? I saw him not. How now? Oh my goodness. How tartly that gentleman looks. I never can see him, but I am hearted burned an hour after. He is of a very melancholy disposition. He were an excellent man, that were. Made just in the midway between him and Benedict. The one is too like an image, and says nothing, and the other too like my lady's eldest son, evermore tattling. Then half Signor Benedict's tongue in Count John's mouth, and half Count John's melancholy is Signor Benedict's face. With a good leg and a good foot, uncle, and money enough in his purse, such a man would win any woman in the world if I could get her goodwill. By my troth, niece, thou wilt never get thee a husband if thou be so shrewd if thy tongue. In faith, she's too cursed. Too cursed is more than a curse. I shall lessen God's sentence than that way. For it is said, God sends a curse to cow short and horns, but to a cow too cursed he sends none. So by being too cursed, God will send you no horns. Just if he send me no husband, for the which blessing I am at him upon my knees every morning and evening. Lord, I cannot endure a husband with a beard on his face. I had rather lie in the woolen. Brother, you have the right to kill him. You may light on a husband that hath no beard. How now? That cell tower, brethren. Oh yeah, the weight, I can feel it. What should I do with him? No? What should I do with him? Dress him in my apparel and make him by waiting gentlemen, women? No. He that hath a beard is more than a youth, and he that hath no beard is less than a man. And he that is more than a youth is not for me, and he that is less than a man. I am not for him. Therefore I will even take 6 pence in earnest of the bitter word, and lead his apes into hell. Well then, go you into hell. No. But to the gate, and there will be the devil meet me like an old cuckold, and with horns on the head, and say, Get you to heaven, Beatrice, get you to heaven. Here's no place for you maids, so deliver I my apes, and away to St. Peter for the heavens. He shows me where the bastards sit, and there live we as merry as the day is knowing. Well, niece, I trust you will be ruled by your father. Yes, faith, it is my cousin's duty to make courtesy and say, Father, as it please you. But yet for all that, cousin, let him be a handsome fellow, or else make another courtesy, and say, Father, as it please me. Well, niece, I hope to see you one day fitted with a husband, not till God make men of some other metal than earth. Would it not grieve a woman to be overmastered with a piece of valiant dust, to make an account of her life to a clod of wayward marl? No, uncle, I'll none. Adam's sons are my brethren, and truly I hold it a sin to make in my kindred. Daughter, remember what I told you. If the prince do solicit you in that kind, you know your answer. The fault will be in the music, cousin, if you not be wooed in good time. If the prince be too important, tell him there is no measure everything, and so dance and out to the answer. For hear me, hero, wooing, wedding, and repenting, it is a Scotch jig, a measure, a think pace. The first suit is hot and hasty, like a Scotch jig, and full as fantastical, the wedding mannerly modest as a measure, full of state and ancientry. And in me comes repentance, and with his bad legs fall into the clink pace faster and faster till he sink into his grave. Cousin, you apprehend passing truly. I have a good eye, uncle. I can see church by the daylight. The revellers are entering, brother. Make good room. Enter Don Pedro, Clayton, Benedict, Balthazar, Don, John, Berchio, Margaret, Ursula, and others masked. Lady, will you walk about your friend? So you walk softly and look sweetly and say nothing. I am yours for the walk, and especially when I walk away. With me in your company? I may say so, when I please. And will please you say so? When I like your favour for God, defend the lute should be like the case. My visor at Philemon's roof, within the house is Jove. Why then your visor should be thatched? Speak low if you speak love. Well, I would you did like me, so would not I for your own sake, for I have many qualities, which is one. I say my prayers aloud. I love you the better, the hearers may cry amen. God hatched me with a great dancer. Amen. And God keep him out of my sight when the dance is done. Answer clerk. No more words, the clerk is answered. I know you well enough, you are Signor Antonio, at a word I am not. I know you by the waggling of your head. To tell you true, I counterfeit him. You could never do him so ill well unless you were the very man. Here's his dry hands up and down. You are here, you are here. At a word I am not. Come, come. Do you think I do not know you by your excellent wit? Can virtue hide itself? Go to mum. You are he, graces will appear, and there is an end. Will you not tell me who told you so? No, you shall pardon me, nor will you tell me who you are. Not now. This I was disdainful, and that I had my good wit out of the 100 merry tales. Well, this was the Signor Benedict that said so. Was he? I am sure you know him well. Not I, believe me. Did he never make you laugh? I pray you, what is he? Why, he is a prince's jester, a very dull fowl. Only his gift is in devising impossible slanders, none but liberalness delight in him. But the commendation is not in his wit, but in his villainy, for he both pleases men and angers them. And then they laugh at him and beat him. I am sure he is in the fleet. I would he had bored me, Brown. When I know the gentleman, I'll tell him what you say. Do. He'll break a comparison or two on me, which peradventure not marked or not laughed at, strikes him not into melancholy. And then there's a partridge wing saved, for the fool will eat no supper that night. We must follow the leaders, in every good thing. Nay, if they will lead any ill, I will leave them at the next turning. Sure, my brother is amorous on Hero, and hath withdrawn her father to break with him about it. The ladies follow her, and but one visor remains. And that is Clayton. I know him by his bearing. Are you not Signor Benedict? You know me well. I am he. Signor, you are very near my brother in his love. He is enamored on Hero. I pray you, dissuade him from her. She has no equal for his birth. You may do the part of an honest man in it. How now, he loves her. I heard him swear his affection. So did I too, and he swore he would marry her tonight. Come, let us to the banquet. Thus I answer in name of Benedict, but hear these ill news with the ears of Clayton. 'Tis certain so, the prince woos of himself. Friendship is constant in all other things, save in the office and affairs of love. Therefore all hearts in love use their own tongues. Let every eye negotiate for itself, and trust no agent, for beauty is a witch. Against those charms faith melteth into blood. This is an accent of valor proof, which I mistrusted not. Farewell, therefore, Hero. Re-enter Benedict. Count Claudio, yeah, the same.
I'm getting more and more angry.
Come, will you go with me?
More and more angry.
Whither? Even to the next willow. About your own business, Count. What fashion will you wear the garland of? About your neck like a usher's chain, or under your arm like a lieutenant's scarf. You must wear it one day, for the prince hath got your hero. I wish him joy of her. Why, that's spoken like an honest rover. So they sell bullocks, but did you think the prince would have served you thus? I pray you leave me. Ho! Now you strike like the blind man 'twas the boy that stole your meat, and you'll beat the post. If it will not be, I'll leave you. Alas, poor hurt fowl, now will he creep in the sedges? What that my lady Beatrice should know me, and not know me. The prince is fool, ha! He may be I go under that title because I am merry. Yeah, but so I am apt to do myself wrong. I am not so reputed. It is the base, though bitter disposition of Beatrice that puts the world into her person, and so gives me out. Well, I'll be revenged as I may. Re-enter Don Pedro. Now, senor, where's the count? Did you see him? Troth, my lord, I have played the part of Lady Fame. I found him here as melancholy as I lodge in a warren. I told him, and I think I told him true, that your grace had got the goodwill of this young lady, and I offered him my company to a willow tree, either to make him a garland as being forsaken, or to bind him as a rod, as being worthy to be worshipped. To be worshipped? What's his fault? The flat transgression of a schoolboy, who, being overjoyed with finding a bird's nest, shows it his companion, and he steals it. Grand Theft Auto? Jesus Christ! Romans? Okay, what's the real name here? Let's get to the bottom of this. You tell me no? I'm not going to listen to that. You're not telling me no at all. Oh, yeah. What's that? Make a trust to transgression? The transgression is in the stealer. Grand Theft Auto, Jesus. Yet it had not been amiss the rod. Romans had been made, and the garland too of the garland he might have worn himself, and the rod he might have bestowed on you, who, as I take it, have stolen his bird's nest. No, not at all. They have, yes, they have stolen it. Nice to meet you, Romans. It is more than a pleasure. I will but teach them to sing and restore them to the owner. Clayton Del Smith. If their singing answer your saying, by my faith, you say honestly, the lady Beatrice hath a quarrel to you. The gentleman that danced with her told her she is much wronged by you. Ah, he is but a gentleman. Oi, she misused me past the endurance of a block. An oak, but with one green leaf on it, would have answered her. My very visor began to assume life and scold with her. She told me, not thinking I had been myself, that I was a prince's jester, that I was duller than a great thaw, huddling jest upon jest with such impossible conveyance upon me that I stood like a man at march, with the whole army shooting at me. She speaks poniards, and every word stabs. If her breath were as terrible as her terminations, there were no living near her. She would infect as to the North Star. I would not marry her, though she were endowed with all that Adam had left him before he transgressed. She would have made Hercules, have turned spit, yea, and have cleft his club to make the fire too. Come, talk not of her. You shall find her the infernal eight in good peril. I would do God some scholar, would conjure her, for certainly while she is her, a man may live as quiet in hell as in sanctuary, and people sin upon a purpose, because they would go thither. So indeed all disquiet horror and perturbation follow her. Re-enter Clayton, Beatrice, Hero, and Leonata. This is their lesson, Adam. Look, here she comes. Will your grace command me any service to the world's end? I will go on the slightest errand now to the antipodes that you can devise to send me on. I will fetch you a toothpicker now from the furthest inch of Asia, bring you the length of Prester John's foot, fetch you a pair off the great Cham's beard. Do you any passage to the Pygmus rather than hold 3 words conference with this harpy? You have no employment for me. None but to desire your good company. O God, sir, here's a dish I love not. I cannot endure my lady tongue. Come, lady, come. You have lost the heart of Signor Benedict. Indeed, my lord, he lent it with me a while, and I gave him use for it, a double heart for a single one. Marry, once before he won it of me with false dice. Therefore your grace may well say I have lost it. You have put him down, lady, you have put him down. So would not he should do me. But, Lord, lest I should prove the mother of fools, I have brought Count Clayton, whom you sent me to seek. Why, how now, Count? Wherefore are you sad? Not sad, my lord. How then? Sick? Neither, my lord. The Count is neither sad nor sick, nor merry nor well, but civil Count civil as an orange, and something of jealous complexion. Ay, faith, lady, I think your blazon to be true, though I'll be sworn, if he be so, his conceit is false. Here, Clayton, I have wooed in thy name, and fair hero has won. I have broke with her farm, and his good will obtained. Name the day of marriage, and God give thee joy. Hello, Marie. Count, take of me my daughter, and with her my fortunes. His grace hath made the match, and all grace say amen to it. Amen. Speak, Count, to's your cue. Silence is the perfectest herald of joy. I were but little happy, if I could say how much. Lady, as you are mine, I am yours. I give away myself for you, and dote upon the exchange. Speak, cousin, or if you cannot, stop his mouth with a kiss, and let not him speak neither. In faith, lady, you have a merry heart. Yea, my lord, I think it, poor fool. It keeps on the windy side of care. My cousin tells him in his ear that he is in her heart. And so she doth, cousin. Good Lord, for alliance, thus goes every one in the world but I, and I am sunburnt. I may sit in a corner and cry hi-ho for a husband. Lady Beatrice, I will get you one, jetting. Hath your grace ne'er a brother like you? Your father got excellent husbands, if a maid could come by them. Will you have me, lady? No, my lord, unless I have another for working days. Your grace is too costly to wear every day. But I beseech your grace, pardon me, I was born to speak all mere, and no matter. Your silence most offends me, and to be merry best becomes you, for out of question, and you were born in a merry hour. No, sure, my lord, my mother cried, but then there was a star danced another that I was born. Cousin, God give you joy. Niece, will you look to those things I told you of? I cry you mercy, uncle, by your grace's pardon, by my troth, the pleasant spirited lady. There's little of the melancholy element in her, my lord. She is never sad but when she sleeps, and not ever sad then, for I have heard my daughter say, she hath often dreamed of unhappiness, and waked herself with laughing. She cannot endure to hear tell of a husband. Oui, by no means she mocks all her wooers out of suit. She were an excellent wife for Benedict. O Lord, my lord, if they were but a week married, they would talk themselves mad. Count Clayton, when mean you to go to church? Tomorrow, my lord. Time goes on crutches till love hath all his rights. Not till Monday, my dear son, which is a hence just 7 nights, and a time too brief to have all things answer my mind. Come, you shake the head at so long a breathing, but I warrant thee, Claudio, the time shall not go dully by us. I will in the interim undertake one of Hercules' labors, which is to bring Signor Benedict and the Lady Beatrice into a mountain of affection, the one with the other. I would fain have it a match, and I doubt not but to fashion it, if you three will but minister such assistance as I shall give you a direction. My lord, I am for you, though it cost me 10 nights watching. And I, my lord, and you too, gentle hero, I will do any modest office, my lord, help my cousin to a good husband. And Benedict is not the fullest husband that I know. Thus far can I praise him. He is of a noble strain, of approved valor and confirmed honesty. I will teach you how to honor your cousin, that she shall fall in love with Benedict, and I, with your 2 helps, will so practice on Benedict's, that in despite of his quick wit and his queasy stomach, he shall fall in love with Beatrice. If we can do this, Cupid is no longer an archer. His glory shall be ours, for we are but the only love gods. Go in with me, and I will tell you my drift. Scene 2. Another room in Leonato's house. Enter Don John and Barachio. It is so, the Count Claudio shall marry the daughter of Leonato. Yeah, my lord, but I can't cross it. Any bar, any cross, any impediment will be medicinable to me. I am sick in displeasure to him, and whatsoever comes athwart his affection ranges even with mine. How canst thou cross the marriage? Now honestly with the Lord, but so covertly that no dishonesty shall appear in me. Show me briefly how. I think I told your lordship a year since how much I am in the favour of Margaret, the waiting gentleman to Hero. I remember. I can at any unreasonable instant of that night appoint her to look out at her lady's chamber window. What life is in that to be the death of this marriage? The poison that lies in you to temper. Go you to the prince your brother, spare not to tell him that he hath wronged his honour in marrying the renowned Claudio, whose estimation do you mightily hold up to a contaminated stale such a one as Hero. What proof shall I make of that? Proof enough to misuse the prince, to vex Clayton, to undo Hero, and kill Leonato. Look you for any other issue? Only to despite them I will endeavour any time. Go then, find me a meet hour, to draw Don Pedro and the Count Clayton alone. Tell them that you know that Hero loves me, and tend a kind of zeal both to the Prince of Clayton as in love of your brother honour, who hath made this match, and his friend reputation, who is thus like to be cozened with the semblance of a maid. That you have discovered thus, they will scarcely believe this without trial. Offer then instances which shall bear no less likelihood than to see me at her chamber window. Hear me call Margaret Hero. Hear Margaret term me Clayton, and bring them to see this the very night before the intended wedding. For in the meantime I will so fashion the matter that Hero shall be absent, and there shall appear such seeming truth of Hero's disloyalty, that jealousy shall be called assurance, and all the preparation overthrown. Grow this to what adverse issue it can, I will but it in practice. He cunning to the working this, and thy fee is 1,000 ducats. But you constant in accusation, and my cunning shall not shame me. I will pleasantly go learn their day of marriage. Scene 3, Leonato's garden. Enter Benedict. Boy. Enter a boy. Signor, in my chamber window lies a book. Bring it hither to me in the orchard. I am here already, sir. I know that, but I would have thee hence and here again. I do much wonder that one man, seeing how much another man is a fool when he dedicates his behaviours to love, will after he hath laughed at such shallow follies in others become the argument of his own scorn by falling in love. And such a man is Clayton. I have known when there was no music with him but the drum and the fife. And now he had rather hear the tabor, the pipe. I have known when he would have walked 10 mile afoot to see good armour, and now will be he lie 10 nights awake carving the fashion of a new doublet. He was wont to speak plain and to the purpose, like an honest man, a soldier. And now is he turned orthographer? His words have a very fantastical banquet, just so many strange dishes. May I be so converted? And see with these eyes, I cannot tell, I think not, I will not be sworn, but love may transform me to my oyster. But I'll take my oath on it, till he have made an oyster of me. He shall never make me such a fool. One woman is fair, yet I am well, another is wise, yet I am well, another virtuous, yet I am well. But till all graces be in one woman shall not come in my place. Rich she shall be, that's certain wise. I'll none virtuous, I'll never cheapen her. Fair, I'll never look on her mallet, or come not near me. Noble, or not I for an angel, of good discourse, an excellent musician, and her hair shall be of what colour I please God. Ah, the prince and monsieur I love, I will hide me in the arbour. Enter Don Pedro, Leonato, and Clayton, followed by Balthazar and musicians. I'm going to go to a random page here. Hold on. Let me bring the camera back before I do this. Oh yeah, definitely. So here it is. Random page here. Kings 1, chapter 12. And Rehoboam went to Shechem, for all Israel will come to Shechem to make him king. And it came to pass, when Jeroboam, son of Nebat, who was yet in Egypt, heard of it, he was fled from the presence of King Solomon and Jeroboam, that they sent and called him. And Jeroboam and all the congregation of Israel came, and spake unto Rehoboam, saying, Thy father made our yoke grievous. Now therefore make thou the grievous service of thy father, and his heavy yoke which he put upon us lighter, and we will serve thee. And he said unto them, Depart yet for 3 days, then come against to me. And the people departed. And King Rehoboam consulted with old men that stood before Solomon his father while he yet lived, and said, How do ye advise that I may answer this people? And they spake unto him, saying, If thou wilt be a servant unto this people this day, and wilt serve them, and answer them, and speak God words to them, then they will be thy servants forever. But they forsook thy counsel of the old men which they had given him, and consulted with the young men that were grown up with him, and which stood before him. And he said unto them, What counsel give ye, that we may answer this people, who hath spoken to me, saying, Make the yoke which thy father did put upon his lighter? And the young men that were grown up with him spake unto him, saying, Thus shalt thou speak unto the people that spake unto thee, saying, Thy father made our yoke heavy, but made thou it lighter unto us. Thus shalt thou say unto them, My little finger shall be thicker than my father's loins. And now, whereas my father did lay you with a heavy yoke, I will add to your yoke. My father hath chastised you with whips, but I will chastise you with scorpions. Come, shall we hear this music? Yeah, my good lord, how still the evening is, as hushed on purpose of graced harmony. See, your Benedict hath hid himself. Oi, very well, my lord. The music ended. We'll fit the kid fox with a pennyworth. Come, Balthazar, we'll hear that song again. Oi, good my lord, tax not so bad a voice to slander music any more than once. It is a witness still of excellency. To put a strange face on his own perfection, I pray thee sing, and let me woo no more. Because you talk of wooing, I will sing, since many a wooer doth commence his suit. To hear he thinks not worthy, yet he woos. Yet will he swear he loves. Nay, pray thee come, or if thou wilt hold longer argument, do it in notes. Note this, how now? Note this before my notes. There's not a note of mine that's worth the noting. How now, bro? Why, these are very crotchets that he speaks. Notes, forsooth, and nothing. Now divine error, now is his soul ravished. Is it not strange that seeped guts should hail souls out of men's bodies? Will a horn for my money when all's done? Balthazar sings. And they spake unto him, saying, If thou wilt be a servant unto this people this day, and wilt serve them, and answer them, and speak good words to them, then they will be thy servants forever. But he forsook the counsel of the old men which they had given him, and consulted with the young men who were grown up with him, and which stood before him. And he said unto them, What counsel give ye, that we may answer his people, who have spoken to me, saying, Make the yoke which thy father did put upon his lighter? And the young men that were grown up with him spake unto him, saying, Thus shalt thou speak unto this people that spake unto thee, saying, Thy father made our yoke heavy, but make thou it lighter unto us. Shalt thou say unto him, My little finger shall be thicker than my father's loins? And now whereas my father did lade you with a heavy yoke, I will add to your yoke. My father hath chastised you with whips, but I will chastise you with scorpions. So Jeroboam and all the people came to Rehoboam the third day as a king, and appointed, saying, Come to me again the third day. And the king answered the peoples roughly, and forsook the old men's counsel that they gave him, and he spake to them after the counsel of the young men, saying, My father made your yoke heavy, and I will add to your yoke. My father also chastised you with whips, but I will chastise you with scorpions. Wherefore the king hearkened not unto the people, for the cause was from the Lord, that he might perform his saying, which the Lord spake by Ahijah the Shilonite unto Jeroboam the son of Nebat. So when all Israel saw that the king hearkened not unto them, the people answered the king, saying, What portion have we in David? Neither have we inheritance in the son of Jesse. To your tents, O Israel, now see to thine own house, David. So Israel departed unto their tents. But for the children of Israel, which dwelt in the cities of Judah, Rehoboam reigned over them. Then King Rehoboam sent Adoram, who was over the tribute, and all Israel stoned him with stones, that he cried. Therefore King Rehoboam made speed to get him above to his chariot, to flee to Jerusalem. So Israel rebelled against the house of David unto this day. And it came to pass, when all Israel heard that Jeroboam was come again, that they sent and called him into the congregation, and made him king over all Israel. There was none that followed the house of David, but the tribe of Judah. And when Rehoboam was come to Jerusalem, he assembled all the house of Judah with the tribe of Benjamin, 180,000 chosen men, which were warriors, to fight against the house of Israel, to bring the kingdom again to Rehoboam, the son of Solomon. But the word of God came to Shemiah, the son of God, saying, Speak unto Rehoboam, the son of Solomon, king of Judah, and unto all the house of Judah, the Jemin, and to the remnant of the people, saying, Thus said the Lord, Ye shall not go up, nor fight against your brethren, the children of Israel. Return every man to his house, for this saying is from me. They hearkened therefore to the word of the Lord, and returned to depart according to the word of the Lord. Then Jeroboam built Shechem in Mount Ephraim, and dwelt therein, and went out from thence, and built Peniel. And Jeroboam said in his heart, Now shall the kingdom return to the house of David. If this people go up to do sacrifice in the house of the Lord at Jerusalem, then shall the heart of this people turn again unto the Lord, even unto Rehoboam king of Judah, that they shall kill me, and go again to Rehoboam king of Judah. Whereupon the king took counsel, and made 2 calves of gold, and said unto them, It is too much for you to go up to Jerusalem. Behold thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee up of the land of Egypt. And he set the one in Bethel, and the other put he in Dan. And this thing became a sin, for the people went to worship before the one even unto Dan. And he made a house of high places, and made priests of the lowest of the people, which were not of the sons of Levi. And Jeroboam ordained a feast in the 8th month, on the 14th day of the month, like unto the feast that is in Judah, and he offered upon the altar. So he in Bethel, sacrificing unto the calves that he had made, and the place in Bethel, the priests of the high places which he had made. So he offered upon the altar which he had made in Bethel, the 15th day of the 8th month, even in the month which he had devised of his own heart, and ordained a feast unto the children of Israel. And he offered upon the altar and burnt incense. Balthazar sings, Sigh no more, lady, sigh no more. Men were deceivers ever, 1 foot in sea and 1 on shore. The one thing, constant never. Then sigh not so, but let them go, and be ye bliss and bonny, converting all your sins of woo into hey nani nani. Sigh no more, ditties, sing no more. Of dumps so dull and heavy, the fraud of men was ever so. Since summer first was levy, then sigh not so, but let them go, and be you bliss and bonny, converting all your sounds of woe into hey nani nani. By my troth, a good one, and an ill singer, my lord. No, faith, thou singest well enough for a shift. And he had been the dog that should have howled thus. They would have hanged him, and I pray God his bad voice bode no mischief. I had as lief have it heard that night raven come what plague could have come after him. Ye Mary, dost thou hear? I pray thee, get us some excellent music, for tomorrow night he would give it at the Lady Hero's chamber window. The best I can, my lord. Do so farewell. Come hither, Leonato. What was it you told me today, that your niece Beatrice was in love with Signor Benedict? Oi, hey, stock on stock. The fowl sits. I did never think that lady would have loved any man. No, nor I neither, but most wonderful that she should do so dote to Signor Benedict, whom she hath in ill outward behaviour seemed ever so adore. It's possible? Sits the wind in that corner. By my troth, my lord, I cannot tell what to think of it, but that loves him with an enraged affection. It is past the infinite of thought. Maybe she doth but counterfeit? Faith, like enough. Oh God, counterfeit. There was never counterfeit a passion came so near the life of passion as she discovers it. Why, what effects of passion shows she? Bait she hook well, this fish will bite. What effects, my lord? She will sit you? You heard my daughter tell you. She did indeed. How I pray you. You amaze me. I would have thought her spirit had been invincible against all assaults of affection. I'm not pushing that, so. I should think this a goal, but that the white-bearded fellow speaks it. Knavery cannot, sure, hide itself in such reverence. He hath tamed the infection, hold it up. Hath she made her affection known to Benedict? No. And swears she never will, that's her torment. She's beautiful, but you're a whore. 'Tis true indeed, so your daughter says. Shall I, says she, that ever so often countered him with scorn, write to him that I love him? This says she now, when she is beginning to write to him, for she'll be up 20 times a night, and there will she sit in her smock, till she have written sheet, a paper my daughter tells us all. Now you talk of a sheet of paper, I remember a pretty jest your daughter told of us. Oi, when she had writ it, and was reading it over, she found Benedict and Beatrice between the sheet. That, oi, she toward a letter to 1,000 halfpence, railed at herself, that she should be so immodest to write to one that she knew would flout her. I measured him, said she, by my own spirit, for I should flout him if he writ to me. Yea, though I love him, I should. Then down upon her knees she falls, weeps, sobs, beats her heart, tears her hair, prays, curses, O sweet Benedict, God give me patience. She doth indeed, my daughter says so, and the ecstasy hath so much overborne her, that my daughter is sometimes afeared she will do a desperate outrage to herself. It is very true. It's very false. It were good that Benedict I knew of it by some other, if she will not discover it. To what end? He would make a sport of it, and torment the poor lady worse. And that's he money, should. Bro. It were an alms to hang him. She's an excellent sweet lady, and out of all suspicion she is virtuous, and she is exceeding wise, in everything but in loving Benedict. Oi, my lord, wisdom and blood combating, and so tender a body we have 10 proofs, so one that blood hath verbal agreement. I am sorry for her, as I have just caused, being her uncle and her guardian. I would she had bestowed this dotage on me. I would have doubted all other respects, and made her half myself. I pray you tell Benedict of it, and hear what I will say. I can see you up there. What good thank you. This is like Death Stranding. Hero thinks surely she will die, for she says she will die if he love her not. And she will die ere she makes her love known, and she will die if he woo her. Rather than she will bate one breath of her accustomed crossness. She doth well, if she should make tender of her love. 'Tis very possible he'll scorn it, for the man, as you know all, hath a compatible spirit. Oh, that look, it's a bird, it's a plane. Is what it is on the window. I would say you're in trouble. He's a very proper man. He hath indeed a good outward happiness, for God, and in my mind very wise. He doth indeed show some sparks that are like it. And I take him to be valiant. As Hector, I assure you, and in the managing of quarrels, you may say he is wise, for either he avoids them with great discretion or undertakes them with the most Christian-like fear. You have the right to remain silent. You're a dumbass. If he do fear God, I must necessarily keep peace. If he breaks the peace, he ought to enter into a quarrel with fear and trembling. And so will he do, for the man doth fear God. Howsoever it seems not in him, by some large jest he will make. Well, I am sorry for your niece. Shall we go seek Benedict, and tell him of her love? Never tell him, my lord. Let her wear it out with a good counsel. Nay, that's impossible. She may wear her heart out first. Well, we will hear further of it by your daughter. Let it cool the while. I love Benedict well, and I could wish he would modestly examine herself to see how much he is unworthy to have such a good lady. My lord, will you walk? Dinner is ready. If you do not dote on her upon this, I will never trust my expectation. Let there be the same net spread for her, and that must your daughter and her gentlewoman carry. The sport will be, when they hold one in opinion of another's dotage, and no such measure. That's the scene that I would see, which will be merely a dumb show. Let us send her to call him to dinner. This can be no trick. The conference was sadly born. They had the truth of this from him. They seemed to pity the lady. It seemed her affections had their full bent. Love me, why it must be requited. I hear how I am considered. They say I will bear myself proudly if I perceive the love come from her. They say too that she will rather die than give any sign of affection. I did never think to marry. I must not seem proud. Happy are they that hear their distractions, and can put them to meddling. They say the lady is fair. To the truth I can bear them witness, and virtuous 'tis so I cannot prove it. And wise but for loving me, but my troth it is no addition to her wit, nor no great argument of her folly, for I will be horribly in love with her. I may chance have some odd quirks and remnants of wit broken on me, because I have railed so long against marriage. But doth not the appetite alter? A man loves the meat in his youth, and he cannot endure in his age. Shall quips and sentences and these paper bullets of the brain awe a man from the career of his labor? No, the world must be peopled. When I said I would die a bachelor, I did not think I would live till I were married. Here comes Beatrice. By this day she's a fair lady. I do spy some marks of love in her. Enter Beatrice. Against my will, I am sent to bid you come in to dinner. Fair Beatrice, I thank you for your pains. I look no more pains for these thanks than you take pains to thank me. If it had been painful, I would not have come. You take pleasure then in the measures. Yea, just so much as you make take upon a knife point, and choke a daw withal. You have no stomach, signor, fare you well. How now? Against my will, I am sent to bid you come to dinner. There's a double meaning in that. I took no more pains for those thanks than you took pains to thank me. That's as much as to say, any pains that I take for you is as easy as thanks. If I do not take piety, for I am villain. If I do not love her, I am a Jew. I will go get her picture. The fizzle? Oh yeah. Soda Popinski there. Oh, it's me. I'm God, definitely. Clayton Dale Smith. Look at that picture there. Hey, it works. Hey, that was for money right there, bro. That's a verbal agreement. A killing frenzy, you said it. We're still in this. It's the same day. 24 hours hasn't passed. There it is right there. You asked, you received. Thank you, though. It's always a pleasure. You know us.